What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Paul here. I'm going to show you some little projects I've been working on that involve a few different genera of plants, different plant families here, but everything revolving around the water culture grow method because that's what works for me. And it works really well for me. So let's jump right in. Now, I have not shown a begonia in a while. This is a begonia. This is Begonia Menaeus, and I believe it is a hybrid between Solimutata and another begonia, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's a semi-trailing begonia, and this mother plant was in soil, in like a 4-inch pot, and after a while it just started going downhill like most of my begonias that would be growing in soil would do. So the last two little sprigs, they were about maybe 2 to 3 inches, I took them off and I stuck them in this vial of water, and I said, water culture, don't fail me now. And sure enough, it didn't. We've got some really cool root growth. Now you can tell this has been in here for a little while. It's been a few months. But we got root growth there. There's even a new baby growing off of the base of that one. But these cuttings have already started growing, and they also bloomed. There's a little spent bloom spike there. I think there's one over here somewhere, you can see it. I have this under an LED daylight bulb. Okay, not a grow light necessarily, but the LED daylight bulbs that that you can get at any hardware store or big box store, like Home Depot, Lowe's if you're in America, they work, I think, better than specific grow lights that are like that pink color. The daylight has all the colors of the spectrum in it, while the pink ones isolate to the reddish and the bluish, because those are primarily what plants are supposed to be using to photosynthesize. But I was reading that plants use all colors of the spectrum of light, so the daylight seems to work better. Okay, this plant is going to stay in water. The fact that it bloomed, finished blooming, is continuing to grow, growing roots, growing a little pup. This is more than it did in soil for me. Let's just put it that way. And these are cuttings, so figure that one out. But anyway, I love water culture. But yeah, this is a great, easy way to grow it. I have it close to the light. That's why the leaves are pretty dark. They have a really pretty color. It's almost like a maroon, a deep maroon with light green veins. And I just think it's such a pretty plant, and I didn't want to lose it, and my last resort was take some cuttings, start it over, keep it in water. And I'm glad I did. I wouldn't have this plant anymore if I didn't. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I think I may have shown this in another video, I can't remember, but this, I didn't know if it would work because it is a succulent, and sometimes succulents can be picky. If you're growing them in water culture, you have to wait for them to callus. If you're using cuttings, and it could be tricky. And I didn't take cuttings. This was a potted plant. So that's another stressor, because taking succulents out of a pot of soil and putting it into water culture is even harder than tropical plants that are not succulent. So yeah, I did, and it worked. And we have new growth, there are new leaves. This is a Senecio, and I can never remember the species name. Hold on, let me pull this out of here. It is Senecio mecanioides, okay? Wax ivy, that's the easy way to remember it, wax ivy. Now these plants are really cool. Not only do they have a really cool leaf shape, their leaves are like succulent, they're pretty succulent, thick and juicy. They grow quickly, they vine, they trail, which I love. I love plants that vine and trail. And they can grow in water. Okay, look at all those light colored roots are roots that have grown in water culture. The darker roots, which are much less, as you can see in the back there are much less of them. Here we go, better. Those are the old roots. So this plant seems to appreciate water culture even more than when it was in soil. And it has been growing, and it is lush, and it's not even in direct sunlight, but it's not under grow lights, it's under, I'd say it's a few feet away from a south-facing window, so it's getting natural light, but it's not direct sunlight. And the plant's doing great. It's a beautiful, beautiful little plant. They come in a variegated variety as well. And I have that transitioning to water culture, which is not as easy, probably because there's not a lot of chlorophyll. This guy saved itself when it was transitioning because all the green it was able to make enough nutrients and energy to get through that transition. The one that I have that's variegated is struggling a little, but it's getting there. I think it's almost bounced back at this point and should be good to go, but I have to go check on that after the video. So that's that one. These next two are Ctenanthe, okay? These are in the prayer plant family. This one here was a cutting that I had taken. It was almost like an offshoot, but it didn't have any roots. So I took it, I plopped it into this, this vase of water, and I got some gorgeous roots. Look at those roots, okay? Brand new roots from water culture. And not only that, it's got a new growth point. Let me see if I can focus for you guys. Can you see it? It's trying to focus. Hold on. All right, it's giving me, there we go. Look at that little baby. It's got a baby growing. So this will continue to grow, you know, off the top because there'll be another leaf that kind of buds off of this new leaf. That's how they do it. They kind of zigzag. And then I'll have a new little plant growing off of that little bud there. Very exciting. Oh, I gotta clean that water. Look at that. One thing that I'm noticing is the algae that grows in some of these vessels that I have in water culture doesn't seem to badly affect the plants. I don't know if there's some sort of a symbiotic relationship going on or anything where, you know how like lichens are a fungus and an algae, and the algae is, you know, contained in the fungus. So the algae makes photosynthesizes with the sun, and it makes sugars and nutrients for the fungus to keep it alive, and it's kind of like they live together. I'm wondering if something like that happens, not all the time, because, you know, sometimes algae can get out of control and it outcompetes the plants for nutrients, but I'm wondering if there is some benefit that we're not familiar with. I don't know, but we'll find out. So yeah, so this is the Ctenanthe burl marxii cutting. Really cool, beautiful. Ctenanthe are easy. If you want a prayer plant that's beautiful, like a Maranta, but something that doesn't necessarily trail, that's more upright, a Ctenanthe is the way to go. I love Calathea too, but some people don't have good luck with Calathea. Try water culture. But if you're not going to try water culture, you know, I think that Ctenanthe, even in soil, I have some in soil because I know that they're resilient. And like Maranta, some of my Maranta are also in soil. I don't have to transfer all of them. I have some of them in water, and they grow a little quicker in water, but you can also keep them in soil. So that's the first Ctenanthe. The next one is the Ctenanthe liberciana, and you can see this old leaf has some damage, probably because it was in soil. Haha, soil does it. But it's a beautiful plant. The new leaf that came out, being in water culture, is gorgeous. Almost flawless. It's fantastic. And the roots are on fire. Look at that. All of those little white tips that are growing are the new water roots. The thick, longer roots are the soil roots, because this was an offshoot from a mother plant. So you can see it's growing all those little feeder roots into the water, and it's got a baby. This baby just started, and it is growing fast. Let me see if I can separate a little. See it right there? There's the new baby. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Of course, this will stay in water. I'm not going to put this anywhere else. Why would I do that? I want this to thrive and to grow. Oh, God, getting this in with one hand is not easy, guys. Oh, boy. There we go. I got it. All right. So down you go. Swish the water around a little to get the roots in. But Ctenanthe liberciana, really beautiful. These guys get big. Both Ctenanthes, they get, this one gets more bushy. One of them that I have looks like a huge cone. And at night it kind of closes up. And this one gets really tall. So liberciana is very, very pretty with the yellowish cream, light green, and dark green variegation. I'm very excited. I'm very excited because I love water culture, and so do they apparently. All right, and last but not least, we have a Syngonium. This is Syngonium 3 Kings, or Jade, or whatever you want to call it. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Look at this. It has grown 3 new leaves while in water culture. I believe it is this leaf that's about to unfurl here, and this leaf back here. This leaf also grew from an offshoot that's at the base. But Syngonium typically do really, really well in water, so I'm not surprised. But look at these leaves. These leaves are just so fascinating. This is also getting natural light, but a few feet away from a south-facing window. And you can see the older leaves, you know, they have some wear and tear on them, but the newer leaves are beautiful. They're perfect. They're perfectly imperfect, let's put it that way, because this plant grows kind of like wonky, but it is just so, so pretty. So to take a quick look at the roots, you can see, I'll take it out of here. You can see the roots have grown a lot of new, lighter beige roots. Those are the water roots. And it's doing phenomenally well. You can see it even has some aerial roots starting on the stalk that's growing in the middle. So eventually I'll chop and prop, put it back in the water, make it fuller, maybe sell off some of them because they grow relatively quickly. Syngonium are notorious for growing quickly, and especially in water culture, they go nuts. So you can see those root nubs right there. Really cool. But yes, 3 Kings Syngonium. Love it. I love it, love it. So as you can see, you know, I got some things going on, but everything that I show you does really, really well growing in water culture, growing in hydroculture. It is just such a rewarding, fun, easy way to grow your plants, a great way to propagate them. It's fun to watch the roots grow, and a lot of times roots grow even faster than the upper portions of the plants, so you get to see progress a lot quicker under the water, and it's so exciting. It just keeps me excited to wake up every morning to see what's developed. If you have any questions on any of these plants, or these plants as they are growing in the water culture, just reach out, we can discuss. If you have any questions on the Ctenanthe, or specifically on the 3 Kings, or on the Senecio wax ivy, or the Begonia Menaeus, just leave a comment and I will get right back to you. I always do. And if I miss your comment, it's only because I had no idea you sent one. I keep checking back to make sure I didn't miss anything, so please don't hold it against me if I don't. I am always on here checking. But yeah, if you have not already, don't forget to like, give a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. That would be fantastic. Hit that bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload a video, and I will see you in the next one.